What's up, my friends? Brant Phillips with Real Estate Fundamentals, coming from you live from my pickup truck. So I'm here in Houston, Texas, the greater Houston area. I'm actually in Richmond, Texas, the home of our future office. We're moving from Sugar Land, Texas over here to Richmond, Texas. But anyways, I'm driving to check on a property we just bought, and you know, the reason I'm shooting this message is we just had a big freeze, a big snow, a big ice storm here. It may not be big for some of you guys on the east or up north, but for us it was pretty darn big to see snow. So what we're dealing with here as landlords, as rental property, landlord investors and flip investors with our vacant homes, is we have a lot of broken pipes. We got a lot of issues with you know, pipes that froze, pipes that busted, some tenants without water, and it's been kind of a headache. To be honest, it's been kind of a headache. It's not the fun part of being a landlord, but that's part of being a landlord, right? That's part of being a real estate investor. It's part of being a house flipper, right? So what I want to do is, as I'm driving here, take a look at this property, is give you some things to consider, to think about when dealing with frozen, busted pipes. All right, so number one, it's gonna go like we're gonna be a little proactive here, and we're gonna go back before this started. So something that we have, a system that we have for our rental properties, is we do this proactively every year. It's on my property manager's calendar that we send out notices whenever we start moving into the winter season. Hey, you know, whenever you see temperatures getting, you know, close or below to freezing, you know, we ask that you wrap the pipes. If you're going to be gone from the home, we ask that you turn off the water from the main, and, you know, drain the lines, you know, drip the lines if you're there, etc., etc. We just give them some information on how to prevent these things. Okay, so we do that every year. So put that on your list if you're not doing that already, onto your property management calendar. So number two is, whenever there is an upcoming, you know, freeze coming up, which we don't deal with it too often, but whenever there is, we send out an email and text blast. My property manager does that to kind of communicate the same thing, is, hey, we may be coming in some cold weather, we need your help to do this, that, and the other thing. Okay, so that's what we do with our rental properties. With our vacant properties, sunlight's in my face. With our vacant properties, my construction manager, just so happens there's a train. Ain't gonna do anything about that. We're not gonna stop rolling. Keep talking. So with our flip properties, same thing. You know, I'll have my construction manager basically make the rounds and winterize. They call it winterizing the properties. Check on those. So those are a little bit easy, as long as we have, you know, kind of the time and the bandwidth going on. This one was kind of, we're cutting it close. We just had so much going on. But yeah, so that's my first tip, is be proactive. So let's get into the bigger issues. Is whenever you have properties where pipes break and freeze or break and things like that. So it really shouldn't be happening that often if you do things the right way, but it kind of just depends on how many properties you have. You know, it's gonna happen. It happened to my personal home. You know, I had the vacuum breaker outside the house, whoosh, froze and blew off. So number one is, you gotta over communicate, even the simple things with your tenants. Okay, so start with, you know, they call you, they text you, they email, whatever they do, they communicate too that there's a broken pipe, water's busted. Start with the basics. Did you turn off the water at the main? Is water shut off to the house? You know, common sense ain't always so common, and sometimes you may just assume they've done it. You know, we've ran into instances where tenants are like, I don't know where it's at. You know, maybe it's like a single mom and she doesn't know, she never turned off a water main before. So just start with the simple things, like, hey, let's slow down. Is water turned off to the property? Has the leak stopped? Okay, great. So that's number one. Number two, assess the damage. So you want to, verbally talk to them, see what's going on, find out kind of one scale of 1 to 10 how bad it is, and then also document it. Okay, so we like to ask them for pictures, or better yet, a video of the damage or damages. Okay, so that helps us assess it, number one. Number two, that helps us document it for insurance purposes if needed. Okay, so you need to make sure you document it. Okay, so let's move on to like actually your action plan of getting repairs done. Well, right now I'm telling you that plumbers are in high demand, obviously, here in Houston because of everything that's going on. So what we're trying to do right now is we're not trying to repipe a house that may need repiped. We just want to spot fix the issues right now and buy some time till things slow down and plumbing prices aren't, plumbers aren't gouging their prices, which they're likely doing now. So you want to just kind of see what you can do. As soon as you can get your plumber out there, you want to get them out there. It may mean calling 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plumbers. So you're going to have to do that. You're going to expect to pay a little bit more, and that is what it is. So that's why you have to see if you can make an insurance claim out of it. But even though you're efforting to get a plumber out there, what you need to do, and this is what we've been doing in our office, is just over communicating with the tenants, because some of them are still without water, a couple, 2-3 days into this, just letting them know, hey, we're doing our best. We talked to the plumber, he can't be there today, he can be there tomorrow, the next day, whatever it is, and just over communicate with them, empathize with them, let them know you're doing their best. And for the most part, if you do that, they may still be frustrated at the situation, but it's going on all over the place. People are waiting days and days and days right now because plumbers can only do so much. So really, that's it. Just over communicate with them till you can get their water restored and whatever other issues that you have with them restored, and then just buy some time to where you or your property manager, construction manager, whoever it may be, who's in charge of those repairs, can kind of catch their breath and wait till things slow down a little bit. So maybe cost of construction's not as much because there's probably some price gouging going on right now. And then also as real estate investors, there's a lot of opportunities. Unfortunately, whenever things like this happen, when there's a natural disaster like a hurricane, a storm, freezing weather, shifts in the marketplace, this is where we got to roll up our sleeves and be ready to buy some houses. So that's kind of my message for you guys as real estate investors, is be proactive. Number one, try to prevent these things from happening when you can. Number two, fix the problem, over communicate, empathize with your tenants. But number three, don't lose focus of your goals and of your objectives as a real estate investor, because there's a lot of opportunity in markets right now. Because being a landlord, it's stressful a lot of times. So that is one of our main areas that we market to. That's one of our avatars, our landlords, because we get it, and they get stressed out, they get burned out. That's why I have to distance myself from the management side of things, because if I'm too close to that fire, it burns. So while you're tending to your properties and your problems, don't lose focus on the opportunity. Okay, take care of your tenants, communicate, empathize with them, delegate that to team members, property managers, construction managers, what have you. Make sure their problems get taken care of, but you keep your eyes on the opportunities that can be created from times like this, where we have a massive ice storm, snowstorm, freezing weather, even in Texas, my friends. So I hope you guys got something out of the video. Appreciate any subscribes, any likes. Hit us up if I can do anything. Post comments. I love comments so much. Questions that you guys have spurs other ideas for shows and things like that, because I'm just a hard charging real estate entrepreneur, just like yourself, out here on the streets doing deals and trying to help as much as I can. Y'all take care.